Okay, right. We are back on our, what is it, Nigel? Is it the fifth?
This is part 5, I think.
Part 5 of the rhubarb winemaking. I'll take you over to Nigel and he can tell you more.
Right, thanks, Julie. Well, you'll remember, I think, from last time that what we've done so far, we started with 8 pounds of rhubarb, we put in some sugar, we then made an assessment of the flavour and put in some unripe apples to restore a little bit of tartness. And now we've got quite a nice mixture. In fact, Julie and I have sampled this. What did you think to it?
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, it reminds me of when my dad used to make it.
Yeah, so it's on the right track, and it's now ready to put into Demijohns. Now, when you're making a wine, it's common to transfer liquids from one vessel to another quite often, and it's important to have a good labelling system.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to put this into two Demijohns in a few minutes. But before we do that, I'd just like you to have a look at this labelling system I've got for the labels for Demijohns. You can see what I've got here is a piece of plastic with a gap in it, and that will just clip onto there, look, so that when I transfer the liquid from there to there, I can just transfer the label.
Okay, so you're not wasting labels and you've not got all that sticky label to try and get off the bottle.
Yeah, so it's important to do that, otherwise you'll find...
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Good. Okay. So that's the labelling system. When you label the wine, you need to label each gallon with what is in it. So here we've got 8 pounds of rhubarb, so on the label for a gallon I put rhubarb.
Yeah, because of course we're doubled up on this.
We're doubled up, yeah, but on your actual label, when you bottle 1 gallon at a time... Oh,
it's going to be half the amount.
Yeah, half the amount, so that's what we do.
Okay.
So we need to transfer that into Demijohns. Now, what we've basically got to do is to pour this liquid off and not get all the sediment from the bottom. So the way I'm going to do this, if you come round here, Julie, I'll show you how we do this. So I'm going to first of all transfer all of that liquid into here, minus the little bit of sediment. This is a sterilised container.
Okay.
So I'll put that up there.
Well, while Nigel is just putting that together, I should just state that I am actually trying out a new camcorder in this video. So it's may not be perfect, and the lighting's very poor today. I think we're going to get some rain soon. So just bear with us. Okay?
Okay.
Right, over to you, Nigel.
Okay, here we go then. So here's the rhubarb wine. I'm going to try and transfer
I'll get round here, shall I?
Okay. I'm going to try and transfer this in one go. If I do half of it and then I have to start again, the sediment gets disturbed. So what I'm doing, just watch carefully how I'm doing this. I'm using a chemist's trick here. I'm not going to use the sieve until I need it. And I'm trying to remove about 90% of the solids. If you pour the liquid too soon into the sieve, what happens is it blocks up and then you've had it. There we go. A little bit of sludge at the bottom, which we don't need.
I can see what you mean by not doing it from the beginning, because it wouldn't get through, would it?
No, you'd have a real mess, and then you'd have to start again, and of course it's all churned up.
Yeah.
So that should be fine. There's a little drop of liquid still in there, but it's mainly sludge, so we can cheerfully throw that away. We don't really want that contaminating what you've got.
Okay.
Right, now if you'd like to go around to the bench again now, you now have a go at putting this into Demijohns. We need some clean funnels.
Well, while we're recording this, I should just let you know that we are going to be starting a Loganberry one, so keep your eye out for that video. Whether it goes up today or another day, I'm not sure yet, but it's coming. Oh. It's that wine, it's gone to my head.
Right, now
only had a sip.
Now I'm doing something else that you probably won't think is well, I'm going to put a teaspoon into each of those. And the reason I'm going to do that is that frequently when you're transferring wines, you get an odd stray sultana or cherry or something else which is absolutely circular, round, and it blocks the funnel up. If you put a teaspoon, a very clean teaspoon, like that, into the funnel, it can't.
Okay.
Because you'll have a space. Well, here we go. Half a gallon there.
Just look at that, folks. Just look at that, there's 12 bottles of wine. Even I'm getting excited now. I don't normally drink wine, but...
Now this should be quite good. Now the reason I filled one and then the other is so that if there is a little bit of sediment, and there is a little bit, we get equal amounts in both containers. There we go. Now I've got to resist the temptation to top that right up to the very top. Any idea why I mustn't top it up yet?
No, I don't.
I'll give you a clue. I actually I put some more sugar in yesterday.
Oh, could it explode? Or blow the top, I should say.
Yeah, it'll blow the top out. Yeah, because it'll froth. It'll start frothing. Yeah. It's still fermenting quite strongly. Right, now I'm going to take that out. That one. Now, where did it go? Well, there we are. Now, you'll see there's something special about the tops I put on here. They are in fact airlocks. There are commercial airlocks you can buy. We've got some here.
Oh, I remember my dad used to use those.
Oh yes, yes. Do you know what they're for? I mean, there's a clue in the name, but why should you want to use an airlock? What happens if you don't?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, you've got two possibilities. If you don't use an airlock, you just leave the top open. Insects get in.
Right.
Of course, you get taints, and the thing turns into vinegar. Or secondly, if you what's the other thing that can happen? If you put a cork in and you push it in, it will build up pressure, and so when the pressure builds up, you just lose the cork. It just
yeah, and then your ceiling gets covered.
That's right.
And I do remember that happening with my dad once or twice.
Now, what I've got here is a bung with a hole in it.
Okay.
And on the other end, I've put a bit of black tape.
Right.
And that bit of black tape, I'm going to then puncture it with the tip of a knife. And, oh, I've lost my knife. I'm sure I brought my knife out with me. Clearly I didn't. I'll just go and get it.
Okay.
So what we do with this is we just put the knife point through there, and that will enable the gas to come out, but it won't let insects in.
Okay.
Alright, so that's the airlock there. The other demijohn that I've got here, you can see it's very ancient, and It's the only one I've got spare at the moment. I think that's the company that turned into Asda, Associated Dairies.
Oh, right.
And you'll see if you look at the top, it's a lot narrower than normal. And so what I've done for this, I haven't got a bung to fit that, so I've got a cork and I've wrapped some tape around it, which will give an imperfect seal, and it'll just loosely fit in there, and that will be fine, and that won't let the insects in either.
Okay.
So both of those will now fizz away merrily, and we're just now waiting for those.
So what's is it just basically doing it that way saves you on buying these down here? Is that
Well, airlocks are strange because they can be very irritating. If you've got a nice quiet room, they make
bubbling sounds
all the time, and it really gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like using them.
I need to tell you that Nigel's got dozens of bottles of these on the go, all around the place, so I can understand what it means.
It's true, yes. Right. Right, now what have we got next? Yeah, so we've sealed those. So now we need to let those settle. They will slowly clear, with luck. After a few days, when I'm confident that they're not going to froth,
Okay.
I will then get some apple juice, or possibly some half-made cider, which I've got in the kitchen, and I shall just top that up to there, and to there, and then I shall leave it. And I'm hoping that in 3 months, perhaps, they get reasonably clear, and then we're into racking, putting them into other demijohns and taking the sediment off.
Right.
And then shortly after that we'll be into bottling.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks.